Hello and welcome to this Dr. Excel recording. I am Alex Turner and I am calling myself and these recordings Dr. Excel because 1. I love Excel, 2. I am a doctor, but actually of computational quantum mechanics, and 3. Because we are here to find out how Excel can in fact take over the world. So if you want to learn about just how powerful Excel is, and in my view it is the most powerful business tool in the whole world for analysing data, then just watch these videos and hopefully bit by bit we will be able to build up an understanding of the simple, medium and very sophisticated things we can do with this tool without having to venture into all sorts of very weird and, for me of course, exciting programmery things like the .NET framework and C#. Even though all day, every day, I tend to end up programming at the high end of the industry, it's very nice to realise that simple things in Excel are actually all you need to rule the world. Hello and welcome to this episode of Dr. Excel, in which we will look at using lists for data validation of cells. Two options we're going to look at. One, the people who are using your spreadsheet can only put in the values you choose, or 2, they can pick the values you choose or enter their own. These are very simple techniques that make spreadsheets for data collection infinitely more useful for the business and for all sorts of other things.
Right, let's look at data validation. This example is going to have data validation of incoming stock into a pet shop. So the first thing I'm going to put here is reference number, so that we can have a unique reference for every creature, which we might use in a later video. Here we're going to put its name, because all these little creatures need to have names so we can relate to them. And in here we're going to have animal type. Now the interesting thing is going to be that we want to restrict animal type so people don't do daft things like one person called dogs a canine, another a woof woof and a third a dog. So it's this column here that we're going to look at data validation. And I'm only going to do data validation for the first 20 columns or so. So what we're going to put in here, make that bold. We make that 1001, and then the ones underneath can be worked out automatically using a simple formula. I will show you +1 like that. Now, one of the key things you may or may not know about Excel is if I move the cursor over that little black box, it turns into a plus, and that lets me drag down, and that will fill in here all of the values automatically. So now I have 20 columns with a nicely increasing unique reference number. Here we can have whatever name we want. Over here, we're going to have the type. Now, so over here on the data ribbon, we have data validation, and I can go on this dialog, allow list. And then on the list, I can put dog, cat, bird. Now, over here, I can say, we'll show what this does. Well, say, please choose a value. Please choose a animal type from the drop down. Okay, nice. And then over here, we'll check the error alert. It says here we will not be allowed to put anything else in apart from that. So in comes an animal. So we have the prepared spreadsheet. We've dragged those down. So if I click on any of these values, look, it does that. So now we have an animal comes in and we will call it Fred. And I can simply put in dog. If I were on the next one to put in Jane, not Jade, Jane, and I wanted to put in, say, woofer, because I'm that way, it won't let me. It comes up with this value enters not valued, that not valid, cancel. So what happens if, on the other hand, not everything that comes in is a dog, a cat, a lizard, or a bird? Well, we can fix that. So what we'll do, we'll select that whole area we worked on before, change it all at once, go over to data validation, And this time we're going to put in information. You chose other. Please check with store manager and then put in the value you believe to be correct. Okay, so now they will be allowed to put in other things, but it will come up like that. And what we're going to over here is add an extra column on called other, another element in the list rather. And here we're going to say choose and drop down, or pick other and enter your own suggestion for animal type. Okay, so now when we click on dog, you can see it says or pick your other suggestion for animal type. The nice, I can actually move that out of the way because it's annoying. So Jane is a whale. So we're going to pick over here. I can get rid of other and put in whale. Now when I try and move off that, please check with the store manager and put in the value you believe to be correct. Okay, now I've put in OK. As a manager now, when I see that value of whale, I know somebody actually clicked OK. It wasn't an accident. They had to go through and click OK. Jane clearly isn't a whale because it's a pet shop, so I will go and have a chat with whoever was doing the inventory. However, if it wasn't a whale, say it was a mouse, a bit more sensible, click OK. Now we have that option, and then in a later version of this spreadsheet, as a manager, I can update that. So now we have a situation where we have the opportunity to lock down into a certain number of animal types. And as we will see in a later video, that allows much more precise data analysis. Isn't that amazing? Thank you very much.